A very good day to all of you. I'm Rahil Ajani, and today I'll be presenting you the solution for IGCSE pre-release material Feb March 2022. Now, this time around, the question revolves around a game of golf. You have to create an application for a golf game. Now, the idea is to record the number of strokes played by each player in a round of golf and decide who is the winning player. So let's dive into some of the rules of golf. Um, a game of golf consists of basically 9 or 18 holes. This is as per your pre-release material. And the player completing this round of 9 or 18 holes with the least number of strokes is declared as the winner. Now, a few things which we need to take care. There can be 2, 3, or 4 players taking part in a round of golf. Again, this is as per the pre-release. The number of strokes that an experienced golfer would take to complete a round is called par. I'll come to the details of par slightly later. The scores for the round are displayed in relation to the par score. Now let's take an example to understand what do you mean by par. This again is a part of your pre-release. If suppose you're playing an 18-hole course and say the par score is 72, and assume a player to complete the round of 18 hole in 80 strokes. So he has gone 8 strokes above the par score. So his par score will be 8 over par. And if he completes his round in say 70 strokes, so he'll be called as his score would be 2 under par. Now let's take an example. Say there are 2 players, player A and player B. Say player A, it's a 9-round game. That means there are 9 holes that each player has to complete. And say for player A, the score sheet is as on your screen, where for each of the holes, the strokes are stated. Same thing for player B. Now, if you count the number of strokes for player A, it comes to a total of 39. Whereas for player B, it comes to 44. Now, obviously, in this case, player A will be declared as the winner because he has taken lesser number of strokes to complete the 9 holes. And that's why he's the winner. Now, sticking to the same example, let's try to understand the par score. Now, assume that the par score for a 9-hole game is 40. This is just an assumption to make you understand. Now, for player A, his total score is 39, which is 1 stroke less than the par score. So hence, his score in relation to the par score will be 1 under par. Whereas for player 2, his score would be 4 over par because he has overshot the par score by 4. So I hope the basics of golf is clear. Now let's look at your pre-release material for this year. Let's see task 1. You must be having the hard copies with you, so I will not read the question and waste your time. We straight jump into the task. The first part of the task tells us, I've divided the task into different parts. So the first task, inside the first task, we have each player's scores for the round are to be stored in an array with a separate score for each hole. The scores in these arrays are to be set to 0 before a round starts. So what they expect is that we have to create an array for storing the scores for each of the players. And initially, the score sheet should set each of the strokes to 0. Now, to begin with, we are assuming, as per the question, there could be maximum of 4 players. So I'm declaring an array of size 4. Remember, it's a program in pseudocode, not in any programming language. So name brackets 4. So that will declare an array internally in the memory of size 4. And now we have to have further arrays, 4 more arrays for each of the player's score sheet. Remember, the question says the game could be either 9 holes or 18 holes. So we will assume that it's an 18-hole game, so maximum size will be 18 for that array. So there are 4 players, we'll have 4 score sheets. So we'll have, in short, 4 different arrays of size 18. That's on your screen. We have scores 1, scores 2, scores 3, and scores 4, each of the size 18. Now, when you just write the first 5 lines of pseudocode, that is the line before the for loop, what would happen is internally in the memory, you'll have 5 arrays, 1 for name and 4 for your different scores. And these arrays will be blank, it will be empty. No values will be stored initially. Now the question mentions the scores in these arrays are to be set to 0 before a round starts. That means the score sheet should all display zeros. Internally, it should store zeros rather than displaying. So for that purpose, I'm using a for next loop where the loop starts from 1 and ends on 18. Please note, I'm assuming that the index position starts from 1. Now, if you are programming it in a particular language, it could start from 0 or it could start from 1, depending on the language as you have chosen to program in. But right now, I'm assuming the index position from 1. Hence, the loop starts from 1 and it goes up to 18. Why 18? Because the question says maximum size, maximum number of holes will be 18. So I'm assuming 18 holes. Okay, so because of the for next loop, each of the arrays would be initialized with the values 0. Now moving to the second part, where the question mentions, again, it's a part of task 1. The following data is to be input and stored. The number of players taking part in the round, the name of the players, the number of holes to be played, 9 or 18, and the par for the course. So I'm breaking this part again into 2 parts. First, we'll see what is the pseudocode for storing the number of players taking part in the round, as well as storing their names. So as you can see on the screen, there's an output message, input number of players. So your program will ask for an input. The user will enter. Now, in the pre-release, every year you'll find the pre-release stating that the data needs to be validated on entry. So the next part, the if statement, is the validation check. It's a range check where any entry below 2 or above 4 will not be accepted, because the question mentions that there has to be minimum of 2 players and a maximum of 4. So anything less than 2 or above 4 is invalid. So if players less than 2 or players greater than 4, then output number of players should be between 2 and 4. You'll get an output message and you'll be asked to re-enter. And you'll have to keep on re-entering till you enter a valid information. So you will keep on running in this repeat until loop till your information is valid. Going to the next part, output input number of players. For I is equal to 1 to players, input name, next. This part would allow you to enter the details of the number of players. Let's see how the output looks like. As you can see in the output, my first input number of players is 7. It's an invalid input, so you get an error message. Number of players should be between 2 and 4. Kindly re-enter. And once it asks me to re-enter, I've entered 3. And on entering 3, it's a valid input. So it takes me to the second part where it asks me for the details, the names of the players, which I enter as John, Poojan, Yasmin. And the first 2 bulleted points of task 1 on your screen are done. So as you can see internally in the memory, the names have been stored as John, Pooja, and Yasmin. Moving to the next two parts, where the question is to enter the number of holes to be played, 9 or 18, and the par for the course. Again, if you look at the pseudocode, it's a repeat until loop. Again, it is used for range check, for validation. So any input where the number of holes is not 9 or 18 is invalid. So repeat, output, input number of holes, input holes. If holes not equal to 9 or holes not equal to 18, then you get an error message. And this repeat until loop keeps on working till your input is valid. Once the input has been validated, that means once your number of holes is either 9 or 18, you are taken to the second part of the program where you are asked for a par score. Now again, think we are playing a 9-hole game and the par score is the minimum number of strokes. Sorry, the par score is the number of strokes taken by an experienced golfer to complete the entire round. So obviously if it's a 9-hole game, then minimum number of strokes taken by a player would be 9. So here also we can do a validation check where if it's a 9-hole game, so if holes is equal to 9, then your par score cannot be less than 9 because at least the player will take one shot to put the ball into the hole. So at least he will be taking one stroke. So if it's a 9-hole game, he'll be taking at least 9 strokes. So for a 9-hole game, the par score has to be a minimum of 9. That validation will check. And same way, if it's an 18-hole game, then the par score would be 18. So again, the repeat until loop will take care that is input is valid. Now this is how the output screen would look like. Input number of holes is the first message. Say I enter 6, which is an invalid input. So number of holes should either be 9 or 18. Kindly re-enter. Again, when I am asked to re-enter, this time I enter a valid information, say 9. So once the information is valid, it takes me to the second part of the program where I'm asked to enter the par score. Say I enter an invalid information 7. Why 7 is invalid? Because I'm playing a 9-hole game. So the par score has to be at least 9, but I'm entering a 7, which is invalid. So again, I get a message, par score cannot be less than number of holes, kindly re-enter. This time I enter 40, which is a valid score. And these are the next two bulleted points of my task 1. Moving to the last part of task 1, where the question tells me to display the number of players, their names, the number of holes to be played, and the par for the course. This information needs to be displayed on the screen. It's pretty simple. Output, number of players, output names. The names will be more than 1 because there has to be minimum of 2 and maximum 4 players. So that's why I'm using a loop to display the names. And then later on, number of holes and the par score. The output screen would look like this. Number of players says 3. If you remember, I had put in the name of John, Pooja, and Yasmin, so their names get displayed. Number of holes I had put as 9, and the par score was 40. So this was task 1. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please put in your comment box, like and share the video, and do subscribe to my channel. I'll put the entire pseudocode for task 1 as a part of the description. Thank you so much. God bless. Bye-bye.